I think it's important that we look at the Global Citizens Program in terms of its content and its objectives in a holistic fashion. It's interesting to see when you look at the Global Citizens, there are always three components to it. We have the student, the community, and also in terms of the academic institution, and that's very, very important. The program is arranged in a specific way so that the three will benefit each other as such. So there needs to be a mutual exchange with regards to that. It's just not a extraction of resources or knowledge or experiences. So each year we redefine it. How? We continually look at the community's needs. What do we need? And when I mention community, please, it's important that we know we're talking about the local community. We're talking about the communities in which the students live in and which they socialize. So they bring all that together. When I say students, often we also talk about the students that our students engage in the wider community. And institutions, we're looking at what happens around the world, what other schools are doing, what other universities are doing, in terms of what research has also presented as such. So the philosophy is very important because the philosophy really guides the way we teach our class, or the way we facilitate our classes, I should rather say. So students are an integral part of the classroom. They are the students in terms of not passive receptors. They engage, they interact, they express themselves with regards to that. We also find that we're linking practice. We just not with regards to the theory, we go deeper than the theory. All the theories needs to be able to be experienced or to be able to be expressed or actually done within a project as such. So learning, vital to the classroom, is reflection with regards to the experience, listening and reading. We're looking in terms of how do you make value judgments, how do you make judgment, how do you make choices as such. What are the possible learning outcomes? And I say possible because some kind of go in depth where others don't. So the learning outcomes vary, but we kind of came up with around about 7 of them, and each year we refine them and we kind of look at it, and it's often kind of dependent on the student classroom, who they are, what their needs are, what do they require with regards to the learning. Now the units with regards to the global citizen section starts off with self-awareness, who am I. We move over into the wider world in terms of cultural experience, cultural awareness and diversity. Then we move into effective communication as such. How do we articulate? And that's very, very important. How do we articulate diversity? How do we articulate differences? How do we articulate? Then we get into a lot more structured with regards to the service learning when we look at the 5 stages, and that we kind of have a very focused way of approaching it. And why? Because we're dealing with outside communities and people outside as such, and we do impact people's lives. This becomes a very formalized approach with regards to this, because now, interestingly, meaningful reflection has become a very interesting topic, because as we know, adults can talk about everybody else, but ask them to talk about their emotions, ask them to talk about what they're feeling, what they're seeing, you tend to hit a roadblock with regards to that. So that we focus on that so that they are able to tell the richness in which they experience and what they experience also. The types of learning, it happens at various times, doesn't always happen at kind of like linear as such. So inquiry based learning, we do start off with the child, we do start off with the experience and let them use their experience to guide the learning, and we facilitate that whole process as such. Experiential, it is important that they are able to do what we talk, or what we as a classroom talk about, and that is when they start taking the experiences of the previous semester and applying it. We do use technology. Technology has become a very, very important part with regards to sharing of information and sharing of experience. I completed my certification of technology integration in the classroom and education at Michigan State University. So the kids have a wide variety, and also we use technology to access their learning styles. So we do differentiate not only with regards to our content, but also using technology as a way to enhance a students' learning as such. Grade 9, unfortunately for the first semester, they tend not to join a service project because we need to skill them before they can get into a community. But they are allowed to join if they want to as a volunteer. 10th graders, we have challenged them to take up another focus also with regards to they need to mentor a 9th grader, and also we kind of looking with regards to leadership focus and what they're going to do. How are we successful and how we sustain a program? We are in constant dialogue with regards to the needs of the students and the community. We have a direct link between the classroom and the service or the project or the community. So that's very important also. We also kind of bring the knowledge from outside into our classroom. So we are not the custodians of knowledge. It's all around us, right? So that's part of why the classroom is highly successful. This year, we're looking at principles of the theory of knowledge, perception, why do we perceive, what's happening, leadership, especially for the 10th graders. So you will, parents, get certain challenges in which child will look and say, how do I fulfill a leadership role? So I'm sure my colleague will have answers to some of the questions, and if there's further questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. I think it's very important that we get to know each other. Open door policy. Email me whenever you need to talk to me, dialogue with me, so that I can better understand the child and also what their needs are. Thank you very much.